I hope y'all can see me. Hey, y'all. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, guys. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, I miss y'all. Oh, my gosh. Hey, guys. Jalen. Hey, Jalen. Jalen said I was about to go and start going on Hello Plant Spinning Spree just to see if you would respond. Oh. Hey, Fresh Face. Hey, Jalen. Hey, Valerie. Hey, Mark. Hey, Khadijah. Come on in, y'all. Hey, Ashley. Church. Church. Period. Come on in, guys. Hey, y'all. I need all 1,500 of y'all to please click like. Please, please click like. Please keep me in the algorithm. Please, please. Hey, Miss Shara. Hey, Larry. Hey, Wee Boogie. Hey, Chief Baspo. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, you and I RTV. Hey, Janelle. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, DMV Mike. Hey, Tanya. Oh, my God. I miss y'all. It was hard for me to not come online. Please note. Hey, KK. We got to talk tonight. Hey, Cherokee Bella. Hey, Eternal Beauty. Hey, Valerie. Yes, y'all come on. Click like when you come on in. Click like when you come on in. Hey, Alexis. No, Keely, you weren't the only one. That's why I was like, okay, let me get on back on here. I was about to email you all, Valerie. I'll never do y'all like that again. Because I noticed something while I was away. And we're going to talk about it tonight. Come on in, y'all. Please click like when you come in. Please click like. Hey, Seth. Hey, Nick. Hey, Mary. Hey, Jocelyn. Hey, Summer B. Yes, Mark Blonde. Yes. Hey, Summer B. Hey, Roy PhD. Hey, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Hey, Roz. Hey, Cuz. What's going on, y'all? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. I hope y'all can see me clearly and hear me clearly. Okay. Hey, Alethea. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, what's real? Oh, thank you for thinking about me. I appreciate that. Hey, Lucius. Hey, Charlene. I'm happy to see y'all too. Hey, Susu. Hey, Classy Pearl. I miss calling y'all names. Hey, Jariah. Hey, Midwest Copper King. Hey, Clarissa. Hey, Danny Boy. Hey, Doug. Hey, Doc No Q. Hey, y'all. Hey, Miss V. Hey, Chandra. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Blackfoot Ever. Come on in. Hey, Lisa Chief, it's good to see you here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Jocelyn. So if you're my Hello Plants customers, I'm sure y'all understood what was going on. Hey, Dominique. I'm sure y'all understood exactly what was going on here. Tonight is a full moon, for one. Let's start there. For two, I really should have called this the red stick line. I don't know what I was thinking, but this night fire line is amazing. As for those of you who've already got your products, as you can see, I altered the scent palette a little bit. It's very much unisex, and it smells like you're sitting on a throne in a palace somewhere, and just with servants and grapes and fans fan you. Like, that's what this smells like. That's the smell I was going for, and I achieved it. And so if you have your aphrodisiac shower gel, your night fire, tonight is tonight. We're under a full moon right now. This is a spiritual bath in a bottle. I put all of the herbs. It's chunked with all of the things that you would need to do a spiritual bath. And my goal was to put it in a shower gel form. So I think I accomplished that very well. So many herbs, and then you might have to just unscrew the top off and use it that way, because it's going to stop up. But anyway, you may not see your orange peel in here, but there are actually orange. I use orange essential oil in here. So lots of herbs in here. And as well as your Nightfire body oil. And I ain't gonna hold y'all. Last time I showed y'all, I changed the whole look of the candle. I changed the whole thing, guys. I changed the whole thing because I didn't like how it looked on camera. So I changed the whole thing. I changed the vessels. I changed the top. I added more stones on the inside of the candle. So when you get your Nightfire candle, take the largest stone out. Okay, and then light your candle. Your wicks are already trimmed. Light your candle and go. You got your obsidian in there. You got your rose quartz in there. You got your citrine in there and some other herbs and stones as well. Okay, so that's that. I did change the whole packaging. And I have another vessel coming that's bigger than this one. That's, I'm changing it over to matte. So I don't know. It's a lot that's been changing over because I have to move into retail, and so I want stuff to look a certain kind of way, and I want to make sure I'm giving my Hello Plant clients and my customers the best experience. I want everything to look perfect, smell perfect, feel perfect, and last for a long time. So that's that. Yes, Valerie, it's on the way. I see a lot of y'all packages are delivered. So those of you whose packages aren't delivered, it's on the way. So yeah. I made so much of this red pigment, y'all. I just been coloring myself red for the hell of it, just to be honest. Just to be completely honest. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. One of the things that I've been doing. Summer B, yeah. And thank you for sending me the email, Summer B. I'm glad you got your stuff. And then I have some more oil coming for you. Yes, of course. There is also a Nightfire ritual that I can send some of you all. I know a lot of people do their own little rituals, or incantations or own sayings, whatever you want to call it. This is about intention. That's why I use specific herbs, specific stones, and you add your power to it, and then you set your intentions. Y'all, some of these ritual candles are very expensive. There is a ritual candle on the market for $700. I don't know I don't know why it's $700. And I bet it's some pinkfoot probably made it who has no power. Probably made it to just selling it just for the sake of selling it. Probably has no power. But anyway, nonetheless, we have our own stuff too. And y'all know I know herbs and stones and history. So that's that on that. But yeah, I can definitely tell you, I can definitely give you a fire ritual. In fact, I gave some people I think that was last December, I gave out a fire ritual. Last December, whenever that was, when they thought the world was going to end, I gave out a fire ritual then to certain people. So you can use that same fire ritual if you have it. If not, then I'll give you a fire ritual. Yes, Carl, I'm glad to be back. I'll send it to you, Summer B. I'm very glad to be back. They are really nice. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you so much. Yeah, so y'all, I noticed a lot while I was away. Let me just say that I noticed a lot while I was away. I was told to pay attention. And y'all know when I go live, I usually just, I come on YouTube and I do my thing and I leave. Like, I don't sit around and listen to what nobody have to say, or I don't really do any of that, guys. I ain't gonna hold you. Because I'm so busy and I have to move so much stuff forward. I have to move a lot of your nation forward as it relates to the building. I have to move Hello Plants forward as it relates to retail. I have to move my own personal self forward as it relates to me personally as a person. And so I don't really listen to a whole lot of YouTubians, if you will. Now, I gave people 2 weeks, okay? And you see the title of this show called Defense, okay? And I ain't even gonna sugarcoat some of the stuff that I heard in these past 2 weeks. I see exactly why a lot of people are confused about the subject matter of reparations. Okay. You were absolutely correct about Mason, Tennessee. Devon, you must be watching. Okay. Well, when I get off the line, call me and let me know what I was right about as it relates to Mason, Tennessee. Okay. um, I see why people are confused. There are lots of plays being ran, and this kind of stuff that I was listening to, y'all, I just couldn't believe it. If I'm away, there aren't enough people on defense. And I don't think y'all understand the amount of people that's paid to spin a narrative, in particular, a slave narrative. Okay. I heard so much slave talk these past 2 weeks. I almost started thinking I was a slave. I started looking around to see whether there was some cotton or something that I could go pick. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was like, it must be a field or somewhere around here where I can go. Because I feel like a total slave just watching YouTube. And if I am my ancestors, then that means I'm looking for cotton and the goddamn sack to put the cotton in. Y'all. This uncut, y'all, tonight. Cause the stuff that I heard, I said, well, I need to get back online, cause just no way, guys. Now, tonight, I'm gonna go over some of the stuff that I heard, and so I'm gonna put us back on defense. Okay, always on defense. Yes, I could play both positions. Okay, I play offense and defense, and I'm teach tonight. We're gonna go over some offense and defense. So men probably gonna help. The men are probably gonna get a kick out of tonight's show. You know, and I want y'all to add y'all input too. This is an interactive show. Cause I know if I heard what I heard while I was working, I had YouTube playing in the background. I had people sending me videos. Y'all, the last video I put up, I got close to 400 subscribers just on that last video. Almost 400 new subscribers on that last video. Although, you know, people have been binge watching my videos, as y'all can see from my numbers, my video views have not increased any. In fact, they've decreased. Although I got over 400 new subscribers on that last video because it got passed around so much. Okay? So many people did reaction videos on that video. Y'all brought old Masons out of the woodworks, divulging all kind of secrets now. And it was this one guy, I think he made the video less than 24 hours after I made the video, brought the old guy up, talking about, you know, masonry and almost debunking, you know, kind of trying to debunk what I was saying, but sort of kind of trying to agree with me too. So I'm gonna go over that. In fact, I might well start with that. Okay, if it's okay with y'all, I want to just start with that because I almost think, I mean, they got, you know, they did videos back to back. I ain't asked for them penning in royalties or nothing. Y'all all missing royalties on that, especially to pretend like you didn't know who I was, but to say without saying verbatim. So tonight, we gonna play defense. Let me just make sure I got my helmet on in case somebody come try to hit me while I'm talking. Make sure I got. Let me get myself together. Make sure I got. I got still make sure I look cute up under the helmet while we go over some defense. And while we go over all the lies that was being told while I was away. So, I know some of y'all heard it. All the lies that y'all was told while I was gone away from YouTube. Here goes. And for whoever just put that in my chat, let me start by saying, let me say this too. Let me say this. A lot of y'all be in my comment section talking about, oh, sister, if you can just cover up your boobs, people will take you more seriously. Oh, queen, empress, goddess, empress. Oh, just cover up your tits so people can respect you. I didn't come on YouTube asking for no goddamn respect. Either you get the information I'm giving you or get the fuck on. You talking about, oh, so people can take you seriously. You talking about the same girl who did a whole show on the land patents in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then Forbes went and did a write-up on my show talking about the Gurley family owning the land in Oklahoma. The Gurley family had never been talked about before as it relates to them owning the land that was bombed in Tulsa. And you talking about the same girl who, when I shared what Forbes had put, they then reposted what I put. Just so you know it's real. So for those hoteps who are up under my post, tell me, please, can you just put your titties up? And then when I go on your page, you look like a mini version of me, except your titties sag. You be on your ashy ass knees praying 6 times a day to get a word from God, to just see God's face. And then when you see the gods that be in the flesh, you say it's too much flesh. I know Easter tomorrow. And before y'all put that royal crown grease on your head and use your straightening comb, let's just go over a few things. First off, somebody said I was right. You know, there was a Masonic lodge, lodge here. The Masons were protecting the community and they were doing this and that. They were building buildings and stuff like that. Okay. Then they turned around and said the Masons are from Africa. Prince Hall was from Africa. I'm just gonna tell y'all straight up, okay? A lot of the older people who was around during the civil rights movement, who's still around, I don't listen to a lot of them. I ain't gonna tell y'all who to listen to, who not to listen to. But this is how I feel about the subject matter. If you was around an activist at the time and that an activist was murdered and you was the right-hand man and you still alive, that means you're up. If you 70-something years old and you ain't never broke down masonry like that, but then you want to come and try to debunk what I'm saying, talking about, oh, what we're going through, it's not a land war that we're going through. If it's not a land war that we're going through, you ain't got to comment on it. Especially not less than 24 hours before I put up a video called Land Patent Wars talking about Mason. Then you come and talk about Mason, talking about it ain't no land war that we're going through, when clearly niggas is being killed. I don't respect a lot of these people, y'all. Y'all might respect them, I don't. Please click like when you come here. The slavery narrative, okay? The slavery narrative. It got to stop, y'all. It got to stop. There's a politician who's Geechee or Gullah, and these people, they pretend like they're one of us. They say, oh, we deserve reparations. We deserve restitution. And in the same sentence will say they're from the Congo. What the fuck am I watching here? It looks like I'm watching a lot of good talking, no education having niggas that stand in the mirror and practice talking professionally, that practice articulating their words a certain way. But when you go up under the carpet, looks like these people have no degrees and they all have federal records. And if you have a federal record for forgery at this point, your ass don't need to be on YouTube trying to teach nobody shit. Look like I'm the only YouTuber out here that don't have a federal record. And I'm trying to see how so many criminals came over the education. How is so many criminals over the education section on YouTube? Riddle me this. I'm sick of hearing criminals talk on fucking YouTube. If you done been in federal prison, just sit down somewhere. Sit to the side. Because y'all got everybody confused. I'll talk about that later. Okay, now we got a new section of people out called, yes, Valerie, federal. These people done been to prison. And you know when you go to prison, you have to make little goofy deals with them people anyway. Yeah, everybody know that. I ain't even gonna deal with people who just went to jail. I'm talking about these people that went to full out prison. But got the loudest, biggest channels. To me, it's a count. I'll tell y'all what it is in a minute. Okay. A new section of people out called the Freeman. Okay. A new section of people out called the Freeman. And I said, well, damn. No, okay, so the indigenous thing, that wasn't good enough to do a counterintelligence mission on. Okay? So they came out, they sat around a square or round table and said, let's just come out as freedmen. That way we can keep the slavery narrative going and say we freed. So I'm going to kill two birds in one stone right now. For one, find me the Hall family, since Prince Hall is from Africa. Can somebody please find me the Hall family in the fuck Africa? The Hall family is probably the second most populous nigga name out of all of the nigga names. And now all of a sudden I'm off of line 2 weeks and the Hall family from fucking Africa. Not only that, I know a little bit about the Hall family. Because there's a term called freeholder. And the county where I'm from, where I grew up at, one of the freeholders in that county was the Hall family. Okay? Now, a lot of these good talking, non-educated niggas who, if they have a degree, is from some shit like ITT Tech, and shout out to the people who graduated from ITT Tech, but I don't want to see niggas online who graduated from ITT Tech teaching on this subject matter of reparations, restitution, and nigga history. Because you went to ITT Tech, for Christ's sakes. The degree probably didn't even count because I don't even think ITT Tech is accredited. Anyway, freeholder, okay? Freeman and freeholder were one and the same. In fact, when you're talking about trying to mix this slave narrative in to say that Negroes in America need reparations due to slavery, everybody know you can't get reparations due to slavery. But see, they don't want y'all to go look at the slave records, okay? The slave schedules. Because when you go look at the slave schedule, I even put some in Cookie's Part 1. 2019, I put slave schedules in my documentary. It was white slaves too. Okay? So how is y'all talking about we want to get reparations because we are the freed slaves? 400, 500, 1,000 years of slavery. Knowing full well you can't get reparations based on slavery because that person had an actual job. They may not have been getting paid what they wanted to get paid. But there are slave schedules out there, guys. It ain't hard to find. Okay? Now go look up freeholder. And you'll see that these freemen had a whole heap of land. Y'all don't want to touch on the land subject matter, though, because y'all are counterintelligence. And I don't know whether you niggas is Army counterintelligence or some other counterintelligence regime of niggas from whatever round table or square table you niggas come from. But in order to do counterintelligence, you got to first be intelligent. got to talk about that later. Freeholder. Okay? A lot of this land that the freeholders had is heirs' property. It just so happened a lot of this heirs' property from the freeholders. There were laws written around these freeholders. Okay? When they died, that was the end of them being a freeholder until an heir put them back on the land. So that person, that freeholder, his heirs had to do the same process he did in order to get that title to the land. Now, that's what a lot of us are today. Although a lot of our ancestors wasn't called, freeholders. We ain't never heard the term freeholder as it relates to our ancestors, especially not as much as we heard the term freeman. But what we do know, the freeholders and the freemen had their own banking system. Not only that, they had their own court system. These people were on the towns as the owner of the counties, the townships, or whatever else they was on. Large chunks of land. Their courthouse was called the ordinary courthouse. Now, I told people plenty of time to go to courthouses. These ordinary courthouse records are still available. A lot of them are available in hick towns. Some of these courthouses are now called probate court. Okay? Some of these courthouses are now called probate court, especially in a lot of these big cities. If you go into the probate court, look through the records. It was more than the Freeman's Bank. It was plenty of free banks that the freemen and the freeholders created. Now, one thing's for certain, two things for sure. You don't too much hear about white people being called freemen. So wouldn't y'all please kick that 400 years of slavery shit under the rug, or at least go and read the slave schedules to know ye that there were white ones too. So is you niggas fighting for white people or what? Because the Geechers done said they from the goddamn Congo, they came over here as slaves to cultivate rice. What the fuck? So the Geechers came over here to cultivate. This all stuff I learned in the past 2 weeks, y'all. The Geechers came over here to cultivate rice, guys, and they were slaves, but now they're speaking for us on political platforms. Now they want to run for Congress and Senate and every other position, president of the United States as a former slave. And to attempt to get reparations for the fuck slavery. In an attempt to ignore the entire land situation. Now, for the other person, I'm going to put this list to the side. Very long, extensive list. Very long, extensive list of just bullshit. Damn thing tight on my head, boy. Golly. Whew, hot on the bundle there, boy. These lights. Freeman, freeholders, slave schedules. Go look at the slave schedules, guys. It really ain't difficult if you just read. Now, for the person who said, please, Chief, can you please cover yourself so we can take you seriously? If you're watching, person, please go on congress.gov and type in land patents or heirs property and look at the new bills that were released from last year to this year. Look at them. Read them good. Because they talking about your property right now on the congressional floor. But you niggas don't. You niggas that be coming on my post talking about cover up, you niggas don't read at all. From the looks of things. Because ain't no way you could think nobody's taking me seriously when you niggas are running a whole counterintelligence mission. Trying to debunk some shit that you ain't even qualified to debunk. But it's a lot of y'all doing it. It's a whole heap of y'all. So I don't know whether y'all having these comfort calls on Zoom meetings or what. I saw somebody did a whole video saying my birthday all throughout the video. Said my whole birthday. The whole video was about my motherfucking birthday. I said, well, look at this. This shit that I would have never paid no attention to had I not been away. Had I not just been listening to you, I would have never known. I would have never paid it. For the people who told me to pay attention, I appreciate y'all. Nigga did a video on my whole birthday. Said something about somebody must come from the West. I don't know whether they running some kind of militia camp or looked like the nigga was auditioning for a position to do something. But plenty of people caught it because I ain't been too long, did a birthday show. And if I tell you my age, then you automatically know what year I was born. And because you goofy niggas was doxing me and passing my information around, you definitely know when my birthday is. So you Moorish Israelite goofies who doing that shit over there. That video with my birthday and shit in it. Talking about somebody got to come from the West and all that shit. Let me remind you. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, okay? I think everybody must know this. Okay. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, we have a place called the Soapstone Ridge. Let me just draw. It's a triangle. It's called the Soapstone Ridge. It looks just like this. A triangle. It's Fulton, DeKalb, and Clayton. Fulton, DeKalb, and Clayton County sits on what's called a soapstone ridge. That's what they call it. It's a stone. They just call it a soapstone, right? This soapstone ridge is where Gucci Mane is from. East Atlanta Center. That's where he from. Inside the soapstone ridge. Why is that important, Janice? East Atlanta Center set a precedence. Somebody came to kill East Atlanta Center and he sent them back in the body bag. The Soapstone Ridge is also where Chief Janice lives. Now this rock is over 450 million years old. The Indians, this is not my literature. Go to the Library of Congress, go to the Smithsonian, go to anywhere you want to go, pull up the Soapstone Ridge. 450 million year old rocks that were being quarried by the Indians before the pyramids in Egypt was even being built, with all you hotep ass niggas that keep hollering about pyramids in Egypt. This triangle had rocks being chipped away before y'all niggas even built those pyramids over there in Egypt. I said that to say this. These rocks are very heavy. So if you want to do a dummy mission and come from the West to try to do some shit, go on buy you a shovel too. Because I don't want to have to be the one to buy you a shovel. Buy your own shovel. Because Gucci Mane did the niggas a favor and sent them back in a body bag. I think you should be under one of these rocks. That's how I feel about the subject matter personally. So y'all can post all them goofy ass videos if you like. Niggas, buy you some shovels too. Don't just buy your little fringe outfits. Buy you some shovels the fuck too. I don't know what y'all think this is. Now, let's listen to another narrative that people ain't fleshing all the way out. I hear a lot of Maroon talk. The same Geechee people, you know, talk about Maroons, and they're using this Maroon stuff. They're now using this Maroon stuff in order to justify some slavery mission. Please click like when you come here, because somebody done click dislike. I got one dislike. I probably already know who that came from. Probably came from the same one that made that video with my birthday and trying to do some fucking weird numerology because you thought you finna turn me into a saint. You thought you was about the Empress Verdiachi me. Let me talk about that very briefly before I get into the Maroon stuff. Prior to Janice coming on YouTube, I knew nothing about this Empress Verdiachi lady. And a lot of you probably don't know either. But apparently, there was a Negro woman who was a Moor who was dealing with the land patents, and she got a lot of land back via land patents. Now, I was told while I was on a panel about Empress Verdiachi, I was also told that she was then murdered by the Moors, although she was one of them. Now, I don't know whether they thought I was a spinoff of her or what. I don't know whether they thought I knew who she was or what. Or whether I was supposed to be the next. I don't know what these goofy ass niggas thinking, y'all. I don't know. But I heard her brought up twice in the video with the land patent subject matter. I don't know. Maybe they brought her up so that they won't have to call my name because they're a little bit scared to call my name. I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to call a girl Chief Janice. If you don't want to call me Chief Janice, you may call me Queen of the South. And I know that older fella get a kick out of calling me Queen of the South. Anyway, Empress Verdiachi got a lot of land patents back, got a lot of land back, and was then murdered. Okay? All right? Some people said she was murdered by the FBI, but some Moors on that panel told me that was not the FBI that murdered her, that was the Moors that murdered her. Okay? I ain't her. I don't go back getting land patents, especially not millions of acres worth of land patents. I wouldn't do that for nobody. I help families find their heirs' property. Now, for you goofy niggas who sat around that table and even thought that your new generation of Moors was going to get an easy kill, and the fact that y'all even still thinking this shit and making these little coded videos about this shit, it's ridiculous to me. Especially when you hear me online talking about commodities and money and how much the commodities are worth and so forth and so on. It's so much shit you can take out of my videos. But looks like we have to be forever on defense with you counterintelligence agents. Okay? Now, if y'all ain't talking about reparations and restitutions based on land and commodities, you might as well shut up. Because you know none of that other shit is going to work. You know it's not going to work. And yes, they're trying to move the reparations forward in California by talking about the fuck slavery. And no, you cannot find no goddamn slave records for majority of Negro Americans. So where does that leave us? We can find land quicker than we can find slave records for most of us. We finding the land for sure. We damn sure finding the land every day. but the slave records. Find the boats. Oh, I meant to. There's another topic that I saw. I heard multiple people on the video use slavevoyages.com as a fucking source. I could not believe my ear. I'm talking about teachers here, y'all. I'm talking about these Indian scholars. It made me look in the mirror and just say, what am I doing? If these niggas is on here using slave voyages as a source, and I'm reading documents till my eyes be about to bleed, so I can come on here and tell y'all some stuff. Tell y'all the history. Direct you in the path where I think we should go. Have y'all double check me. Have y'all research it. And these niggas on here using slave voyages. Let me give you a little insight on slave voyages for those of you who just did not know what slave voyages is. It's nothing. Slave Voyages is a site that Emory University put up a few years ago. Now, when Emory University, got some in my mouth. When Emory University put up Slave Voyages, on the site it said for entertainment purposes only. The reason they had to say that on the site is because when Emory University put it up, a plenty of historians here in Atlanta was looking for the sources that they was using. And they just put some bullshit up there. Oh, 1 million, oh, 3 million, oh, 75 million people came. Oh, 400 million people came as slaves to America. It was for entertainment purposes. Now, people saw Emory University do that. They didn't have no new breaking information. Them niggas ain't out there diving off the East Coast looking for old boats. Them niggas just typed something on the website and said this is true. And then you got the counterintelligence agents using it as a source so that you can go and find your family on slavevoyages.com. Let me give you a little bit insight. Those big ass slave ships couldn't even traverse most of the water on the East Coast. Them big ass boats wasn't coming into Charleston. Don't they got dredging companies dredging Charleston right now trying to make the water deeper? Aren't there dredgers out there in the waters trying to make the water deeper so that big boats can come in today? So how were these big ass ships carrying millions of people in the water in the 1600s? If you tell me they came through Savannah Port, maybe a steamboat fit through there. If you're talking about Charleston, no damn boat carrying no millions of people come through Charleston. Maybe some banana boats. Y'all ain't even looking at the whole picture from a 360 standpoint. Y'all don't even know what's going on the water today, let alone trying to figure out what was going on the water in the 1600s in order to justify that you've been a slave for 400 the fuck years. I am sick of you niggas teaching the wrong thing to people who you know are impressionable, who you know are looking for their families, who you know are in need of help. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. Slave Voyages have now partnered with multiple other universities and I guess somebody over in Britain. And now all of a sudden they're a reputable source. They done found all you niggas on boats. Just so you niggas won't dare go back and look for your heirs' property. Because if you go back and look for your heirs' property, then you'll be owed too much money. And that's what they're trying to figure out. How will we ever repay these niggas? That's why you have reparations studies. You have reparations studies. Because you are in a land patent war. You are in a war right now. If you don't believe me, I dare you to research Thornton. And then you're going to find a mine with all kinds of commodities, gold, etc. Now let's talk about Maroon. Because now the Maroon is being introduced as the slave, the leading slave. Okay. The Maroon is now being introduced as the leading slave. Let's just look up the noun version of Maroon. Well, a noun is a person, place, or a thing. Okay. A noun is a person, place, or a thing. I hate to have to go third grade elementary, but a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. Okay. A maroon is also a chestnut. If you look at the verb version of maroon, it will say, slave. But there was also a slavey tribe here in America. Slavey. There was a slavey tribe over here. And a maroon is a chestnut. Why are the chestnuts important? They said the maroons was on the East Coast. Why are the chestnut trees important, period? Please look up the American chestnut tree. Y'all seen all those pictures of these big, huge trees that these peckerwoods was cutting down when they came over here? Those were chestnut trees. There was a whole era where these peckerwood were coming over here on the boats and they were paid to cut down chestnut tree. These 100-foot and above trees lined the East Coast. These trees, some of them were gutted out in the middle, hollowed out in the middle. Because as they age, they begin to hollow out. And you can imagine if our military men over here used the swamps, that they were using these chestnut trees, probably hiding in the hollows of the chestnut trees. And as you foreign invaders came over here to America, they was probably coming out these chestnut trees on your ass and your feet. I know if I was alive back in that day, I would be. Over 4 billion chestnut trees was destroyed. Now, a bug came from Asia. Just like these damn bugs is coming from Asia called COVID today. Killed billions of chestnut trees here in America. You can look it up. You don't have to believe me. Killed billions of chestnut trees here. Killed billions of maroons here in America. Let's just call it what it is. Call Indian red, okay? Maroon, Indian red, chestnut. That's the only maroon I respect. Because I'm trying to figure out whether, whether that was a part of revisionist history or not. Because I got a funny feeling that was a part of revisionist history. That was a part of Reconstruction. To say the fierce warriors over here who was murking all these foreigners who was coming over here to steal commodities in their quest and in their search for gold, they was all from Africa. Just so happened they knew the swamps and stuff, but they was all from Africa. Runaway slaves from Africa. What are we doing here, people? In that same area, what these so-called Maroons, who then became Seminoles, according to revisionist history. I want us to break all of that down. And I hate to have to be the one to do it. But I have hinted around St. Peter in the low country area of South Carolina at the top of Georgia near the Savannah region. St. Peter, Colton County. Land records with Cephas on them. Peter, Cephas Peter. Okay, in the St. Peter Parish over there in that area. Now, Peter was Simon, and Simon had a band of warriors. Simon was also a priest, a Roman Pope. He was all that. There's a specific St. Peter who was only a pope in America on the records. He was made a saint. And a saint, when you go look up these saints, go read the background of these saints. Most of them were military leaders. They were military leaders who were murdered and turned into saints. I asked y'all a long time ago where these saints came from. Did they come marching in? But look like, so I can stop the Maroon narrative, slave narrative, I got to break down the saints and the people who came before the saints. Tomorrow, Easter, I really should have did it tonight. That'll really had you shaking when you go and sit up in church, especially when you look up oil of the saints, oil of the saints. That's going to really tickle your fancy. Go research what the oil of the saints mean. You can go to the Wikipedia page, oil of the saints, and read it. That's going to really tickle your fancy. You might want to look back on the East Coast of America before y'all pass around this Maroon narrative. Look back on the East Coast and see who was all over there. You got a St. Mary's over there. You got a St. Peter over there. You got St. John over there. Not only do you have St. John at the bottom of the East Coast, if you follow U.S. Highway 1, I got to break all this down. You follow U.S. Highway 1 from the top of Maine all the way down to Florida. In most areas, it's called Kings Road. You're going to see St. John all up and down the highway. Go on Google Maps someday and follow these roads. You got St. John rivers all over the place, all over the East Coast. Who was these saints? Did they come marching in? Or were they here? Or what happened? Were these slaves too? These were military leaders who were murdered. In fact, when you go pull up the saints page, you will see a military leader. It's one ain't been too long murder. I think it was in the 50s or the 60s and turned into a saint. How are we missing all of this? How are we missing all of this stuff that's happening on your heirs' property? How are we missing the fact that you still at war today? and it's overland. There was a saint on the coast of Georgia. There was it's called Santa Sabila. White people have never thought y'all look into this shit. There was a Santa Sabila. And I know Santa is a girl. Okay? Saint, a guy. Santa, most of the time they say Santa, they're referring to a woman. There's a Santa Sabila. And I said, I've seen that name before. So let me put in Queen Sabila and just see what happens. Let me see, can I put it in right now on my phone? Queen Sabila. Let me just, this I'm talking about Georgia. Okay? Queen of Jerusalem. Sabila. Queen of Jerusalem. Why is Sabila on the coast of Georgia too? But you would never look into it because she done been turned into just like a river or something. And then when you go and look at the history of that area, it literally says it was named after a queen. Okay? Now, when you also put in Saint Sabila, treasure trove on the west coast of America will come up because Queen Sabila has a mine named after her, and it's a gold mine at that. Where they are currently still digging today, while y'all online talking about slaves. That one little name that you can Google and find a whole treasure trove. Nigga, if you got a tractor trailer and some fracking equipment, you too can go and try to hit a gold mine at Saint Sabila, Queen Sabila's mine. Cause the Asians over there doing it. They came and killed your huge chestnut trees. The Redwood Forest had a lot of those big old chestnut trees in the Redwood Forest on the west coast too. Some of the oldest trees in the world. Those big round trees that you saw those peckerwoods sitting on taking pictures. Those were the chestnut trees, guys. Could you imagine coming to America and seeing these big old trees? It'll look like paradise. So the Asians introduced the bug, and then they blighted the chestnut trees, and they paid people to go cut your big old trees down in your garden of Eden, if you will. In your paradise, if you will. Tonight, I'm just talking about defense. And look like we have no defensive ends on our side, y'all. We can't leave the line wide open for these people to come in and introduce a 400-year slave narrative in order to receive reparations. We cannot have these people out in the forefront talking about slavery in order to get reparations because they know very well that they're spinning wheels. They know it. We need some defensive ends. Cause we can run offense all day. With this Africa stuff they throwing at us. A lot of us on here who do research for real, we can run offense all day. Oh, Africa is the motherland. Okay. Oh, Africa has the deepest rivers. Hold my beer. The deepest river in Africa. The Chattahoochee River is deeper than the deepest river in Africa. Go look it up. The Chattahoochee River in Metro Atlanta, deeper than the deepest river in Africa. What motherland is you talking about? Talking about we came from and we were slaves. We need some defensive ends around here so that these people won't get to the line. I hope y'all following. We need some people to play defense. And a lot of y'all are smarter than these people who y'all listen to online. Because all you got to do is read. You don't use these slave voyages website if you're trying to get reparations. You use the government stuff. Because you going after the government for reparations. You use the documents that are already put out and hid and classified and declassified. That's what you use. These same people that be using slave voyages be like, oh man, I can't believe she used congress.gov as a source. Oh, I can't believe she used the Library of Congress as a source. Yeah, nigga, because we're going after the government. We're asking the government for reparations. I ain't gonna use what you say. You can't find no boats. Now Google what wood was used to make the boats. Cause Saint Peter, he was a saint, and he's over shipbuilding. He was sainted as a shipbuilder. Which wood was Saint Peter using? He was using wood from from chestnut trees. He was using woods from chestnut trees because it didn't rot. He was using gopher wood. All these trees that was on the East Coast. Now you mean tell me that was St. Peter over in Iraq, Iran somewhere, wherever they call the Holy Land, and those trees was over there too? The ones that's indigenous to America, was he just coming over here to get his boats and then take them back to Iran and then do miracles of Iraq or wherever y'all say the Holy Land is today, Mecca? Y'all got to tell me how this works. Because I've been away for 2 weeks and look like everything is just slavery. We're going to be spinning wheels for another 10 years talking about descendants of slaves. When you go look at the slave records, and there's white people all on them too. Not only that, a lot of people who were military was considered slaves too. I don't know, guys. At this point, we just got to ask people straight up, hey, do you have a criminal record in forgery? You just got to ask people that in their chat at this point. Have you ever been to prison for forgery? Before I learn anything for you, have you ever been to prison before? I ain't talking about you got locked up for a little ticket violation, a little seatbelt. Have you ever been to prison before? Circle yes or no. If you got the goddamn circle yes, then you're gonna have to find somebody else to listen to. Cause these people is spinning wheels. And they getting paid to do it. Now, either we're getting treated wrong here in America and everybody else, because over 100,000 refugees came in this weekend and their crime is spiking. The worst thing we could have did was let foreigners into the United States military system, because we don't know who's who. Ain't nobody got time to spin wheels for another 10 years trying to prove that we 400 years of slavery. When some of you grandparents is on land patents. Because it's multiple generations of people listening to me. I just talked to one OG on here. He in his 60s. I had no clue. I'm 38. We got Jalen, 19? It's multiple generations of people who know this information to be factual. Okay? We just need some defense. Okay? Death by deception. And all of the above. Okay? All of the above. Now that HR, that bill that's on the books for California right now, that they're talking about heirs property in Congress, is plenty bills they're trying to pass currently about California and these land patents and these land rights in California. They all over California right now. So of course, they're gonna have the reparations conversation, because on the back end, they talking about the government control over public land patents. And it's multiple bills out. One bill is a 30 by 30 bill. Why they sitting on here talking about some damn slavery? Anybody want to discuss the massacres, the Holocaust? And in fact, while I'm talking about chestnut trees, who was Anne Frank? Who was Anne Frank? All you YouTubians with your prison records. Who was Anne Frank? Why was she looking out the window during the Holocaust? What was she looking out the window at during the Holocaust? She is famous for looking out the window at American chestnut trees. Whether she was looking or not. She, in her story, outside of her window was American chestnut trees. Now, I also asked, was we victims of the Holocaust? I know I asked it. I know I ain't going crazy. I asked it. Because we can use the Holocaust angle versus slavery. How many white people got burned? Let me see something real quick. Let me just see something real quick. Let me just see something real quick. Let me just see something real quick. Real quick. Let me just see something. Cause I know I asked. Is a Holocaust? Can we start saying Holocaust? That was a rhetorical question. That was definitely a rhetorical question. Most definitely a rhetorical question. Let me see. Let me just see, because I know I'm almost positive we can use the fact that we were victims of a Holocaust. I'm almost positive. Let me see. Let me pull up something real quick. I ain't gonna hold y'all on here long. Feel like I ain't talked to y'all in forever. Let me pull up something real quick. And just make sure that I ain't tripping. Cause it feel like we ought to be able to say something about the Holocaust thing. Let me see. Let's see. Seems like we ought to be able to say something about this land. Mob drives 200 Negroes out of city of Corbin. Okay. 500 shots fired. No death. Stabbing of switchman starts trouble. They drove Negroes off of heirs property here during this Holocaust era. Let me keep scrolling, because I know we should be able to bring this to, because there's so many situations like this was Negroes was driven off land. I don't know if a person was a slave and they was working for you for free, you definitely wouldn't drive them off the land. You let them stay there and work for you and make you free money. But if that was their heirs property, you'd definitely drive them off the land. You'll most definitely drive them off the land. Let me see, cause it's more. Let me see, what can we use? Let's see. 3,000 will burn, Negro. John Hartfield will be lynched by Ellisfield mob at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Negro jerky and sullen as burning hour nears. My goodness. Hold on, because I know we can, it's something we can use for sure. There got to be some, because I mean, all I can see is land and Holocaust. That's all I can see. But they see something. They see 400 years of slavery. And I'm a researcher, and I haven't found those documents yet. And they want me to look at the slave. They want me to look at. Negroes shot, burned, clubbed to death in East St. Louis race war. Why aren't they talking about this? Y'all don't want to use this? Y'all don't want to use this instead of 400 years of slavery when this just happened to our family members? Shot, burned. Is that why Anne Frank was hiding out in the attic? Because the Negroes was being burned outside. I know you know what Holocaust means. That's exactly what it means, to be burned. Man-hunting mob burned 60 homes and slave fleeing blacks by bullet and rope. Anne Frank was scared of that. Anne Frank and a lot of others. I know it got to be something we can use. Got to be. Oh my goodness. I mean, I know it's got to be something. God, I've been gone for 2 weeks and now we slaves all over again? Wow. We're Maroons from Africa. We're chestnuts from Africa. Well, I already showed that. We're chestnuts from Africa. And I just, for the life of me, I just can't get it. I just can't understand it, y'all. I'm finna let y'all talk to me so y'all can explain to me how we chestnuts from Africa. Y'all gotta explain how we Indian chestnuts from Africa. I can't get it. I can't wrap my mind around it. I ain't hear my family say nothing about no Maroons growing up, being from Africa, nothing else even close to it. Now I don't know. Let me see. Did I open this already? What's this? Georgia whites burn 5 Negro church. They were making Georgia. Let's look at this. Memphis, Tennessee. That Macon, Georgia, Memphis, Tennessee. Reports from Henrico and Olive Branch mine today told of lynching near mineral wells of a Negro accused of attacking one of 3 white women who were driving in a buggy in country on a country road. Let's read this one from Macon, Georgia. Following a minor racial clash at Dennis Station, a small community in Putnam County, Georgia, a band of white men set fire to 5 Negro churches, 2 schools, and 1 large building in different sections of the county. The trouble was the refusal? Hold on, let me enlarge it so I can read it. Refusal of a merchant to sell a Negro a bottle of soda water. These niggas burnt 5 churches. At a mass meeting today, 1,100 as a reward for the arrest of members of the band was raised by leading white people, and the state was required to duplicate the offer. They put 2,000 up, 2,400 up to find a nigga. Tell them what they did to him when they found him. But I can almost guess that it had something to do with a match, a rope, and a tree. But all we want to talk about is slavery. All we want to talk about is slavery. There are two types of people in South Carolina. You got those who are actually indigenous to America. You can't tell them nothing different. And you got a Gullah crew coming from the Congo asking for reparations for slavery. If y'all don't sit the fuck down. See, tonight is a full moon, And usually, a lot of rituals are conducted on the new moon, but we got all kind of power. We got all power. It don't have to be a specific moon. To do what need to be done. I'm just trying to see how so many people got so loud all of a sudden. And I think, in my opinion, their voices need to be decreased a little. They need to lower their tone. Kids shouldn't talk so loud in the hallway while the teachers are teaching. Shh. Nah, I hope y'all got what I was putting down, because there's plenty bills that was on the table. You do have the free Negro exposure, and it don't say free, it say free. That pushed a lot of Negroes off their heirs' property. It's so much stuff, guys. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on. If I hadn't seen so many Negroes with heirs property, y'all, I'd have been cut my computer. I'd just come on here and roast. Because I missed the Unpacked show. I was roasting and toasting. I did 33 of those shows last year. And I said this year, I'm going to do some of those shows. But this year, I'm going to move in another direction. I'm going to try, to do a series. So that people can get more out of the series, I'm going to try to do more so series than, shows where I roast people into a suicidal state. Because that's what I'm good at. Roasting. But with me doing these series, it looks like it's creating a whole new brigade, a whole new regiment of counterintelligence. And we don't got time for this. I definitely don't have time for this, y'all. Because they can't talk loud enough. So for those of you who know, I told y'all a long time ago, y'all going to have to turn y'all camera on and talk. And if you ain't turn your camera on and talk, then you're going to have to talk in these people's chats or something. Because at this point, they are louder than we are. Or at least pretending to be louder than we are all while trying to ignore the land situation. And trying to ignore these burnings. I ain't gonna hold y'all long. Let me read some of these comments. I got you, Chief. I was just talking about you with Steve. I was just talking about you with Steve, Chief. I got you. There's so many courtroom ready Negroes, it ain't even funny. They were talking about 400 years of slavery, and now that's leaving us to just get this stuff on our own by our own. And ain't nothing wrong with us getting it on our own. But if we're all going to be on code as a collective, you got a group over here that's openly claiming they were slaves. Openly claiming they descended from slaves. Can't find them slave. They more slaves today than their ancestors was. And then want to say, well, all you got to do is find your ancestor on the 1870 census and that should get... Well, okay, if that's what it is, then just say, well, just make it a generational reparations thing and omit the slavery part. Just say if you're on the 1870 census, then that means you're at least a third or fourth generation American. And as a third or fourth generation American, you should be entitled to some compensation due to low wages. Word it like that, then you can get your point across. But y'all niggas ain't trying to get no point across. Y'all trying to spin wheels all while pretending that you're on the side of Negroes getting reparations, when in fact, a lot of y'all is married to the foreigners that you look like you fighting for. Because it's white people on those slave schedules. And you ain't going to be able to differentiate. A lot of those slave schedules was military holdings. And then now you can break down the term master and relate it to quartermaster. Now, if there was a free Negro that turned in a slave schedule, when you look at the last name, a lot of those people were family members on his slave schedule, on his or her slave schedule. A lot of those people were family. So what is you finna sue your bloodline for reparations? Restitution? Because they going to say, nah, that Negro who was over that plantation, he was a Negro and he actually got money from the government already. Y'all know y'all know that slave shit ain't gonna work. Y'all know exactly what I just said is exactly what the government is gonna say time y'all taking in front of Congress. They gonna pull out those slave schedules. They gonna see all those free holders and free Negro men on those plantations with employees, aka slaves, and they gonna pull up the records of the money that them boys were getting paid. If they was getting paid from the government to do a certain kind of thing. And then they gonna throw your whole claim out, and it's gonna take y'all 5 more years to try to come up with some kind of something. Defense, please, guys, please. Defense, please. Please, defense. That's I came on here to say. I had to wear a helmet and everything just so I can get my point across. That thing went about and squeezed my damn head. But I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say. These people are running plays. X's and O's all day online. All day. Now, last but not least, exactly, Jocelyn, get your people and Bahamian people and people from Louisiana. It's the same Negro. They were just pushed around. And these people aren't even trying to get reparations for a domestic slave trade. That ain't what they're trying to do. They trying to get reparations for an African slave trade. That's how I know y'all on some bullshit. First of all, you can't even go after the government for reparations for slavery for some 1600, 1700, or the top of 1800 because it was literally 2 different governments over here. The Confederate States and the United States. Who you gonna go after, the Confederate? Baby, who you finna go dig up to try to get reparations from the Confederate? Cause baby, they systems will shut the fuck down. All of them that didn't transfer up. How is you gonna do that? You finna dig up Jeff Davis and be like, when you was president, it was slavery up under you until Emancipation Proclamation. And guess what, guys? The word emancipation is still being used today. So if you finna get reparation or restitution, whatever you want to call it, for some kind of emancipation, people are being emancipated today. So are they gonna be able to get it too? We gotta run defense, guys. We good at running offense. I mean, I quarterback it all day. I could throw the length of the field. At this point, I probably can throw the length of 10 fields. Because these people's trying to still run and catch up with the whole land patent situation. Especially after a big YouTuber said it's fake. Now all he talk about is us owning land. Because he don't want to call me Chief Janice either. Okay? Queen of the South is what you niggas who act like you allergic. Queen of the South, you can call me that. Now, God, I missed so many comments. Thank you, Zakar. Our own people were Confederate soldiers. And last point. I gotta tell y'all this. Y'all know that census had came out, right? I want you to go look at the census and pay attention to what's called militia districts. I went over militia districts briefly one time. Up until the Vietnam War, Negroes couldn't fight with the regular Army and Marines, so they had their own districts. They had their own militia districts. Now, these militia districts go all the way back. They go all the way back. Now, when you're reading on some militia districts, it say these militia districts were created in order to protect settlers from Indians. But you might want to flip that around. These militia districts were created in order to protect Indians from settlers. And even some of these settlers were still indigenous. They were just coming from top to the bottom, or from east to the west and settling. So when you're looking up these militia districts, don't be surprised if you see your family name on it. I went through so many militia district files from this census because I'm like, this is great. During this era, the militia districts were still intact because Negroes couldn't fight with white people. You ain't gonna see too many militia district records now because y'all can fight together, including foreigners. But you still got militia district. I found my family militia district records, and I was just like taken aback to see the name of the district, and then to see my ancestor name on the file, and to know that my family's still on that land today. Now, on these militia district records, it's just not it wasn't just about fighting. They had a lot of other stuff listed on those militia districts, just like the United States, right? United States has a president. The president is over the military. Okay, you got a company now, but you don't have no military for your company. But the United States is a company, and they have a military for their corporation. Your ancestors had militia districts, but on those records, you will also see the commodities that they was farming and selling and so forth and so on that land. So your ancestors had a corporation, and they also had a military on that land as well. And we sitting here today talking about we was slaves from the Congo. And we cultivated rice and shucked and jive. Look up the militia districts. Find the area where your family was. Look up the militia districts. See whose name is on the militia district. This is a cheat code, what I'm telling you right now. Look what was farmed and or mined on that land that your family is on. And my goodness, was it cotton, pecans, or gold? How many bales? How many barrels? The militia district records go deep, and some are still classified today. Why is that? Because niggas were slaves when niggas' names is on the militia districts. When the militia districts wasn't really dissolved until Negroes were able to fight with white people. I done gave you 2 cheat codes tonight. Probably more than that. Queen Sabila, you can find you some gold. Thornton family, you will find records of commodities. Militia district, you will find records of commodities. Now, if you want to be like your ancestors, go find them records, see what they was into, and then you start these corporations back up. See? Florida is trying to bring, that's great. Florida is trying to bring back the militias, that's great. That's great. That's very great. That's very good. They shouldn't have never went nowhere. They shouldn't have never went nowhere. But they did. And so it's the white foreigners, the first generation, second generation white people that's trying to bring militias back. But go look on the records and match the heirs property with the militia districts, and boom, Pandora's box is open. Before I get out of here, where y'all at? What city are y'all in? Shout out your city. No, the militia districts are on the new census that just came out. The militia districts are a separate set of files. Okay? Found an ancestor, and they said he had 9,000 acres but didn't know what happened to it. This is college he founded called Woolford College in North Carolina. Oh, wow, Jalen. Now, that does not surprise me, because there are a lot of colleges that's underwater. There was even man, it's a lot of colleges underwater. And I know tomorrow Easter Sunday, and Jesus died and rose again. But it was a college over here about that too. That's underwater. Houston, Texas, we got Arkansas in the building. Las Vegas, okay, hurricane crazy. St. Louis, love St. Louis, man. Stone Mountain, oh yes. Yes, Stone Mountain. Yes, you're in that soapstone triangle. 450 million years old. I hope you look up the soapstone triangle. Who else said there was a Stone Mountain? Because it's a lot of pyramidal peaks inside of that soapstone triangle. Watkinsville, okay. Athens, okay. Detroit, LA, that's right, Nick. That's right. Phoenix City, I'm very familiar with Phoenix City. Russell County, I'm very familiar with Phoenix City. Russell County, Alabama, and Phoenix City, Georgia. That's right over there by Columbus. You had in fact, that was one of the largest militia districts in America. Well, in North America at one point. You had a whole West Point militia district over there on the Georgia-Alabama border, from Columbus. I think it go all the way up to the LaGrange area, all the way over to Alabama, all the way down like a big square of a big, huge militia district. Them were niggas, them were Negroes, Nagas, American Indian, whatever you want to call them, blacks. Running that district. That was, in fact, just here recently, a few years ago, they had a school down there where they trained assassins. They ain't been too long closed that assassin school, because it's a spirit down there in that area, just like it's a spirit up here. It's a spirit down there in that area where them boys weren't playing no game back then, and they were still able to hone that spirit to train mercenaries. They ain't been too long closed that college down there that trained mercenary down in Georgia. They ain't been too long closed it. I'm talking about like a few years ago closed it. Lithonia, okay. Sharika, very familiar with Lithonia. Stone Mountain, Huntsville, Alabama. That's love me some Huntsville. Tuscaloosa, okay, we got Tuscaloosa. Miami, Atlanta for now. You can hit me on my email, Ratnell. Sacramento, California, love California, man. Maryland, so much history in Maryland. Indiana, oh yeah. Oakland, yes, my girl at Oakland. Miami, from the Coconut Grove, period, Courtney. Vidalia, Georgia, we got no onions in the building now. Somebody need to take back over them onions. You'll be a millionaire in 2 years. Pasadena, California, that's right. Flint, Michigan, that's right. Durham, North Carolina, that's right. So much history on Durham, man. All I could just do is just show just on Durham. Because one of those big plantations that the Negroes is running, I think it's still in Durham today. It's right down from Duke. I don't know. It's when you cross the railroad tracks, it's like somewhere in Durham, you're riding alongside the railroad track. Then you have to cross the railroad track and then make a right, and then you keep going downtown, and then the area over there where like the ballpark and stuff is on your left, and then I think you turn to a street, and then you have Duke University down there. What's it, Duke? One of those universities. over there. But it's a big house. It got a gate around it. Negroes. Negroes. Dallas, Texas in the building. Nashville, Tennessee. Yes. Columbus. And that Warrior District, cuz. Fairburn, Georgia. Oh, you ain't far from me. I know Fairburn at. Joel. Dallas, Texas. That's right. Tulsa in the building. Miami. Okay. There's a subdivision called Soapstone in Lithonia, period. Keely. Just look it up. 450 million years, Indians was chipping away at this stone. Now don't tell me that they use this stone over here to build those pyramids over there in that dirt land over there, that desert. Don't tell me now, cause there's a lot going on. Bailey from Russell County, period. Carroll City. What Carroll City is in Florida or Alabama? You know, Camille, you said the Negroes and the blacks were white. It could be a period of time. That's what I'm saying. This stuff is so convoluted. Cause that could have been just a class. Could have been a class. But as it relates to slave schedules, you do have Negroes and whites on there. So it differentiates who was who. But those slave schedules also, they were getting paid by the military. The quartermasters were involved. And that's where you hear the term master at. So I don't know who these people fighting for. Maybe they are Army counterintelligence, and maybe they are, fighting for themselves to have reparations because they don't want to go after the Army directly. Because they know the Army will off them, because you one of us. You already took an oath and allegiance, so you can't go against the grain. So you're going to use this kind of Negro conversation to try to get you a reparations claim for you and your homies, for you and your, Negro posse. And I found my third great grandfather from Charleston, South Carolina. He was a Confederate soldier. His name is on the Freeman's Bureau list, period. If you got a court of the ordinary in your city or a probate court, that's where a lot of those local Freedmen's Bureau files are stored. If you can find, though, if you want to just go and look for more files, that's where you'll find them at. Birmingham, Alabama, period. Macon, Georgia, Cochran, Georgia, Talladega, Alabama, Cleveland, Ohio. That's what's up. Power to you too, Kahi. Yes, we need a Lodi Holler. Man, Chief Baspo. I know where to get the records. We just need to build it. At this point, we just need to build it at this point. Y'all know we got the Lodi Holler records. We are far away from our goal, but I can even see why we're far away from our goal, because we got a slave narrative spinning around. And I'm not talking about a slave narrative. I'm talking about land and heirs property and heirs rights and commodity rights and trust accounts and now forestry and all kind of stuff. And now the state of California is talking about land patents as it relates to forestry. And I'm like, I'm online teaching about this stuff. I'm from Alabama, Augusta, Georgia. I love Augusta. Los Angeles in the building. Yes, Duro was an iron washer. Yep, destroyed, burnt, set on fire, just like Wilmington. Nobody want to mention the Holocaust as it relates to us. More Nashville. Kansas City in the building. So much history in Kansas, man. There's a Coleman County in Texas. Wow. You might want to pull up the heirs property in Texas. Some of those people came from Georgia. Some of those Confederate families came from Georgia and got heirs property in Texas because that was Confederate. That was Confederate land down there. So damn glad I didn't get a notice. Salute Janice in the chat. All copy Aborigines. You gotta fast forward it to the front. Bull City all day. all day. People used to bottle up water from Sweetwater Creek and sell it. Yes, Mad Exotic, and they bottled it up from down there in was it Jackson, Georgia. It's so many springs in Georgia. It's ridiculous. Like if you literally want to start a water line, like you can just. It's so many springs in Georgia, and the whole North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee corridor. It's plenty springs. Like Kroger. Kroger get their water locally. When you buy Kroger spring water, it's local. They literally, in order to like poison the water, they literally have to. It's so many springs here. It's a spring in downtown Atlanta. Matter of fact, there's a spring in the middle of downtown Atlanta that turns into. I don't know whether it turns into the Yellow River, or it turns into South River. I think it's South River. South River starts as a spring in downtown Atlanta, literally, and turns into a river. That's probably, so you probably can just take a cup right to it and just drink it right out of it. It's coming right up from the earth. Albany, Georgia, in the house all day. I'm from Albany. They don't mean dead, Camille, though. My family is Coleman. Okay, who knows where that mound is in Albany? Because I want to see which mound you talking about. I know plenty about the Williams. That's a big family if you talking about what I know about the Williams. Which clan of Williams, which band, which state of Williams. Yes, Durham was the original Black Wall Street. There's a lot of stuff going on down there. Yeah, they trying to kill Negroes out the land, but you had this older cat came over here talking about Masons. He told y'all niggas is from Africa. I cannot find. If somebody find me a Hall family in Africa. Okay, do that for me, please, y'all. Find me a Hall family in Africa. I'm just kidding. I don't want to know about no Hall family in Africa because they're non-existent unless they just moved over there. Ain't no Hall family in Africa. Prince Hall was not African. Now, they killing Negroes out the land while this guy told y'all this was not about, this war that we going through is not about land. It's absolutely about the fuck land. It's absolutely about land. I can't take these niggas serious at this point saying this shit ain't about land. Maybe had they said it was about land when they were an activist 80 years ago, we wouldn't be in this predicament we in today. We would have known what the titles were in the 60s when they was fighting looking for the title so they can get their property back. We would have known where the titles were. And we wouldn't have to go through this. Negroes are Indians, Indians are Negroes, and that's on period. My dad's side Dockery was at the Dockery House Plantation in Richmond, North Carolina in 1850. Don't say that, Felix Brown. Because they said plantation owners was the white man and he had a whip and he was cracking you niggas across the backs. And now they want to get reparations for being cracked across the back and they want to sue your ancestor for doing. That means you're going to have to pay these goofy niggas on YouTube some reparations if it passes. Because they're going to go looking for all the landowners and all the heirs in order to pay reparations to the slaves. Then they try to spin the narrative and say, well, the Native Americans on the Trail of Tears, the Native Americans had their slaves with them. Not in the fuck. Can a pink foot be a slave over you today? Look at the Native Americans today and let me know, would you work for them today as a slave? Would you let a current Native American tie you up by a rope, chain you, whip you today? Them Asians ain't been too long, got over here bringing their bugs and shit. 4 billion trees. We need reparations for the chestnut trees alone. You niggas had to use a bug to kill. These niggas killed all y'all commodities. Everything that kudzu didn't kill, they strategically brought invasive species in here to kill your commodities. And the leaves from that chestnut tree was used for healing. And the hollows of that chestnut tree was used. And the wood from that chestnut tree was used. Y'all, we protect your spirit and your family all day. Freeman called me in my family. Freeman. Yes, I'm going to reach out to the ones who got it. Please do. I filed my land patch. What do you mean? How do I get information you were talking about to be a creditor? Are you an heir to that property? Have you went through a court case and all of that? Maui, damn, I'm like, yes, Buffalo Goat Mikey, where you been? You know I'm from all day Omega Red. Oh, man, y'all need to shut them Gullah Geechee niggas up over there in South Carolina. They niggas trying to say y'all from Africa. They say y'all from the Congo. And y'all was brought over by the millions to farm rice down there in low country in St. Peter's territory down there. But they said y'all brought down over there from Congo to be in the rice fields because Africans were the best at cultivating rice. But I done heard it all. There's 22 Coleman cities in America. There you go. Turn your Bible to the book of Zelo and do another cheat code. Put your family name in there. Put your family name in the Bible, in the book of Zelo. And see what come up. And see can you match heirs property to that last name. And that's a cheat code. A cheat code that works. Because you'd be surprised. You heard of the atomic bomb in South Carolina? Of course I did. They said it was accidental. Yeah. Yeah, Buffalo Go Mikey. When I was about to talk about all that stuff, man, they don't say it online, Geneva. I don't want you to be in no trouble. I mean, fuck, what else? I got a whole brigade of counterintelligence trying to spin whatever I say another way. What other trouble could there possibly be? Originally from Lear, now named Trinidad and Tobago. I can trace my kin back to the 300-acre plantation they own. Had indentured work the land. A lot of y'all had indentured service work the land now. Especially in the South. Some of y'all was really nice, really chummy to these peckerwoods when they came over here. In Peckerwood, man, when y'all see how these people chopped down them chestnut trees and was sitting on the tree taking pictures. Do I have any pictures of them goddamn Peckerwood? You'll see exactly why they call Peckerwoods. You will see exactly why they do. I have any of those? I gotta see. Do I have any of those Peckerwood trees? I know I got some on my phone. Which y'all will see exactly why these people call Peckerwood. They got them sitting here cutting the tree down, pecking at the wood. So they need not even get offended by us calling them Peckerwood, because that's exactly what they were doing. They took pictures by the tree, all proud. All loud and proud. Y'all can pull up some of them big old trees, them damn foreigners coming in and cutting them down. Oh, I meant to show y'all this picture, close up of this picture. I don't know what y'all thought this was. I don't know what y'all thought this was on that advertisement, but them all Negroes. Them all Negroes right there on that picture. I don't know what y'all thought this was. Them all Negroes. Them the Harlem Hellfighters. Now run up on them boys talking about some damn. Okay. Them the Harlem Hellfighters. Look at the Harlem Hellfighters. That's an all Negro brigade. That's a militia. I was looking for something else though. But yeah, them Harlem Hellfighters, they was on defense. I just wish a Hellfighter would raise up today. I know I got some pictures of them Peckerwoods cutting down the tree, but I think y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a plenty picture. And a lot of them Asians, like I told y'all, them Asians were them CCC workers. Trying to prevent forest fires, and they was creating them. It's always a backstory to the front story. They talking about they can prevent forest fires, but they were cutting down the tree. I told y'all them was Asians. The same Asians that was over here cutting your tree down, same white people too, but the same Asians that was over here cutting y'all trees down also brought those invasive species from Asia to cut your trees down. Here go another picture of the Hellfighters being honored. Hellfighters, man. Harlem Hellfighters. And y'all, as y'all know, it was Harlem's in multiple cities. Them boys weren't playing no game. You ain't finna beat these boys. You not finna beat them boys. Can't do nothing but join them because you sure ain't gonna beat them. Anyway, y'all, about to get off here. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. We're gonna break some stuff down. Cause look like I gotta stay on here and stay on goddamn defense. Cause I took 2 weeks off and it got too loud. We got to give the children some juice and a fucking cot so they can calm back down. I'm finna make them get back on and put them on defense. Now y'all explain this away. Try to explain this bill away. Try to explain this land away. Try to explain 3,000 Negroes being burned away. Try to explain that away. And hide it in some kind of slavery narrative. Oh, we're just the slaves and we need restitution. Okay. All right. I hope y'all get it. I don't think I can find I don't know, at least one tree on here. Let's just be on my phone. All right, y'all. Let's see. All right. I'll bring that up another time. I'll bring some of those trees back up. From Alabama, we got a whole lot of Alabama in here. Family, all kings and queens. There you go. I'm just trying to see how we got heirs property, and then you tied into a lot of these saints, because you can look at Virginia and look at Georgia. Between Virginia and Georgia, you talking about some about the oldest land files. Now, at the separation of church and state, you lose a lot of the kingdoms and queenship and dukes and earls and lords. You lose a lot of that literature at the separation of church and state. Because when church and state was together, then who was calling the shots? Where was his church at? It probably was a courthouse. The same pews at the church and the courthouse, same pew. But you got a priest up there, or a king, if you will, at the high court. You had high priests at the high court. So now we separated church and state, and we got people in the church, preachers, calling this the kingdom. For thine is the kingdom. Okay? You got the preachers saying that. But when you look at history, the history behind it, now these were actual people who ran actual kingdoms, who ran actual chiefdoms in real life. This is their heirs property that's now called the St. Peter's Parish, St. John's Parish, St. George Parish. This is their heirs property. What do we do now? You mean tell me St. Peter was in my family? If so, give me all that gold he had. He had these gold breastplates and crowns and all this. I want all that. Point me in the direction where that at, since y'all can point to what some slave ship records are. Point me to where that gold at. That's what y'all can do. All right, y'all, I'm about to get out. Correct, Janice. It sure is coming out of the earth. I must be way behind on comments. Tell that old guy to go to Africa himself. Copper Aborigine, you probably know exactly who I'm talking about. Edgewood, South Carolina. Okay. Edgewood, South Carolina. There's a spot off the freeway in Chattanooga that my pops used to take us to when I was younger, and we would fill up jugs and take them back home. We can recall it's now he's almost 100. Wow. It's a place in South Carolina that's real popular for spring water. I can't think of the name of it, but it's real popular in South Carolina. You can just take your jugs and get all the water you want. My family was referred to as free people of Robertson County. Then they called us Lumbee. There you go. In 1950, the great Lumbee Indians. Free people. Freeholders. Freemen. Man, this is not no slavery shit. All them Freemans talking about they were slaves. That's the antithesis of each other. That's the total opposite. Um, do you know why President Grant called the Hebrews from the South? That's some interesting stuff. Well, the Negroes, the Grant family, were Negroes. I got my own little theory on it. Joe Biden said when asked about slavery reparations that if he gives reparations to blacks, he has to do it to Native Americans. Now, that's because they're saying that, well, the blacks and the natives were together. Well, look up the chestnut tree. Look up the chestnut tree and what it was called. It was called a maroon. It was called Indian red. Okay? When you look at the color of the chestnut tree, it is in that maroon color. It is copper color. That's the red that it's talking about. See? It ain't that pink red that they're talking about. We talking about the American chestnut tree. It's a deep burgundy brown maroon color. And that's the actual etymology of maroon. You're talking about the chestnut tree. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. That's what it's talking about. Chestnuts. And then it goes on to talk about the Indian red color. They ain't saying nothing about no slavery. Now, like I said, this is a person, place, or thing. Yeah, I'm just saying. Plenty ways we can talk about this conversation, like a double meaning almost, if you will. But maroons, I'm almost thinking that's revisionist history. Okay, I missed a whole lot, but I'm about to get off here, y'all. We blend in our environments, guerrilla style. That's right. That's right. Okay. Do you have an attorney with you, Charlene? What state? Text me. Are you in Alabama, Charlene? Are you in Alabama, Charlene? Let me know if you're in Alabama. I think you said you was in Alabama. Because there are attorneys who deal with heirs property in Alabama. Jay Hop on the other channel. Which other channel? You talking about the All Access channel? I love you too, Chief Fast Pole. You can't go in court in Western states if you wanted to. Yes, people are going in there. Camille. It's people on the West Coast are going in there. But see, they're not going in there by themselves. I'm telling you. I know a lot of people are actually act like they're allergic to attorneys. But you can't go in the courthouse talking about you want heirs property unless you know the laws in that jurisdiction surrounding heirs property. Now, unless you're talking about Virginia and Georgia, where those records predate the government, then you're in states that have current laws on the book that you really do have to look into these laws, and the attorneys know the current law. So it's easier to fight with an attorney than it is going by yourself. Not only that, they're going to take you very much serious when you're going in there with an attorney, because you're going to be dealing with that city's attorney. Unless you know how to battle an attorney back and forth, which I know a lot of people do not. Just get an attorney, and also that protects you. You know, that you got to protect yourself. You talking about heirs property. Everybody want land in America. And you got it. So you ain't finna do this by yourself and not think you're going to be targeted. I think I had to explain to somebody that, you know, maybe they was coming after me because they thought I had heirs property in my name. I don't have heirs property in my name. So if somebody targeting me over some land, I don't have heirs property in my name. My family it's a plenty of people in my family. My family wouldn't put a 38-year-old on the land as the leading heir on the land. So we kill her and you know, now it's up for grabs for at least until that family goes and put somebody else. That ain't how this go. I don't even have children. I wouldn't even want to get on my family's property. I don't have an heir. So you don't do this process by yourself. Bring your family in. Let them know what's going on. And then y'all put the military people in y'all family on the property. And then y'all create a company on the property. And y'all split profits like that. This is not a selfish thing. This is not a selfish thing. Because you will be hunted down and you will be offed. I know y'all understand what I'm saying. It's a whole lot. I told you, just go look up Thornton name and look up minerals. Look up mineral rights under the Thornton last name. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. And then you'll see what a lot of this stuff is about. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see what a lot of this stuff is about. You'll see exactly what it's about. Um, when you go into court, what should you be looking for besides land patents? Going to the court, you don't. The land patents aren't at the courthouse. You have deed books at the courthouse and plat maps at the courthouse, but the land patents are on Bureau of Land Management. It's housing those in most states. So you're looking at the plat books to match the plat books to the your heirs property. And basically when you look at those plat books, you can see who is currently on the land. That's what you'll be able to see, who's currently on the land. And the courthouse will also help you with that. They'll actually help you. See who's currently on the land. And so as it relates to jurisdiction, you'll see exactly who you're going up against. And again, it could be family still on the land. A lot of white people did marry into y'all family, and the white people said that they was the Indians. Y'all thought them was the Indians in y'all family, and they've been quietly sitting on your land that all of your family is supposed to be splitting the profits for. They've been quietly sitting there, sending their children to private school while yours go to public school. They've been quietly sitting there getting money out the trust accounts and getting money from the government for using certain commodities and so forth and so on while you struggle. And white people took up a lot of y'all stuff. And now that if you want to talk about the white man, you ain't got to talk about them whipping chain. You have to look at the heirs property, see who on your land today, see who white married into your family. Go look at the census records, see who married into your family. I hope that answered your question. On fire, thank you. Being honored by those animals. They're the real heroes. Go Harlan. That's right. I'm way behind on comments, y'all. Anyway. What about the nobles or rich or Mitchells? I know about the Mitchells. As it relates to the nobles, I know a little bit about the nobles as it relates to Noble Jones. But he was a Jones. His first name was Noble. But I think a lot of people named themselves Noble after him. His land is he had the biggest plantation, largest plantation here in Georgia, Wormslow Plantation. That was a Negro family, and St. George's Parish. So, that Noble surname, I don't know. I would go in BLM and see, type in Noble as a surname and see which is there some land that comes up. Then start from there. No problem. Oh, one of my great uncles is John B. Townsend. My great man Townsend. My mother is more in great friend. Huntsville, Alabama. Yes, you can, Camille. You don't say anything about you can't be sovereign, allodial, and use an attorney. Don't say that. Yes, you can. Somebody taught you that. You're going to have to reprogram all of that thinking, because I'm telling you, you need representation. Of course, you will be targeted over the land. You don't have representation. You're saying allodials, sovereigns can't use attorneys, and then after that you say I am targeted, no attorney. You're going to have to get an attorney so that you won't be targeted. Also, don't do this by yourself. A lot of y'all targeted, you just don't know it. A lot of us. Some of us are hard targets though. You know, some of us are very hard targets. Some of you all are not hard targets. Some of you all have had cousins and brothers and everybody mysteriously getting murdered, gunned down, and you know, no one has ever found out who did it. You know, it's targets all over the place. People running plays on y'all right now for you mentally to try to get y'all to turn y'all eyes off of this land and turn it on onto another narrative. That's a target. So it's mental target, it's physical targets, it's all kinds of stuff. Some of y'all are dealing with, what is it called? I forget. Um, they have a name for that direct energy weapon. It's a name for it. I forget the name. But some of y'all are being targeted with that. Some people on here had land patents that's now military bases. I told people, don't even fuck that land. Don't go after that land that's on no military base. Them people gonna wipe your whole family out. They already did your genealogy. Go after if there's a such thing as low hanging fruit. This is about the only time that I say go after the low hanging fruit as it relates to this land patent issue, because you have not brought these militia districts back. Unless your family has brought these militia districts back, unless your family got military people inside of it that can protect y'all, because there's a lot of people that's on their heirs property, but a lot of these families who successfully is on heirs property, they do have people in the military in their family, and these people are hard targets. You know, you're not just going to run up on no military family. You're not just going to run up on no family, whether they military or not, who are trained to shoot. You're not just going to run up on these boys like that. Now, it's a lot of land to go around for a lot of people. Okay? You just want your slice of your ancestors' pie. You just want the slice of your heirs' property that can bring you and your family out of whatever situation you all are in now. And if you currently have heirs property, go look back at the militia district and, like I said, see which commodities was, they were getting off the land. Daphne, Alabama. Okay. Thank you for giving me that name. I tried to email you, but it's blocked. Yep. I do have my own private server. I was even contacting Steven back and forth, and our emails are getting scrambled. It's definitely something happening. I don't know exactly what it is, guys. I can't call it. But it's definitely something happening. I don't know what Stephen King on here tonight, but me and him was emailing each other back and forth, and our shit was scrambled. When I was doing his genealogy, his family is so important. A lot of y'all families are very important, more important than you thought they were. And then when we start pulling up these files and email each other back and forth, our emails look totally coded. And I said, can't be my server because I'm on private, but it might not be your server too because you're just a regular person. So how isn't anybody even getting into? I don't know. I don't fucking know. But these ain't no small little mom and pop people. I tell you that. Your patent says WS government. Where did you find? What system where did you find it, Camille? Let me see send me an email and just put your name as the subject, and I'll look at it for you and help you. Cause I don't know what WS government. Perhaps the government currently has your patent. Perhaps it's an army reservation. Yeah, white folks are the ones that have all this is in confusion. Yeah, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. I've been trying to get off here, but I ain't talked to y'all in a little while. I ain't talked to y'all in a long time. I'm at 2 hours and 30 minutes. Now, look. He said, white people are the reason why a lot of folks are confused. And he right. It's there's an attorney on here. I know I wrote her name down. She's a fake attorney. Okay? She's a fake attorney. And she is responsible for all of this stuff that the MOORs are doing. Now, I don't know whether they know she a fake attorney, but she came up with a lot of this courthouse paperwork and all that. She came up with a lot of, I know I wrote her name down in my phone. I want y'all to look this up. This is really going to blow y'all freaking mind. She came up with all that more stuff. She a fake attorney from Alaska. Some of y'all probably know who I'm talking about. Let me scroll all the way down. Fake attorney from Alaska. Some of y'all probably know who I'm talking about. She came up with all of that stuff that they're doing. They're getting people locked up. And white people are responsible. They feeding y'all information about courthouses and all this stuff to file, knowing it's the wrong shit. It's getting people locked up. It's getting people in trouble. A lot of that came from a fake, not a fake attorney. She's a fake judge. A fake judge from Alaska. Somebody know who I'm talking about. No, they're not. The bar administration are not the main ones. That fake judge must told y'all that y'all gotta stop thinking that way. It's attorneys in y'all families. Did the attorneys in y'all families steal the land? In fact, Negroes had their own bar association. Negroes had their own bar association. It's 2 bar associations today. The Negroes got their own bar association. Moreover, you need somebody who know law. Now, like I said, go look at that attorney. I mean, not that attorney, that judge who's responsible for all that confusion. Is it Heather? They filing all this stuff. They getting their birth certificates changed, and then they're going to put it on the record at the courthouse in order to get something done. And then when you can file that, you can record that stuff at the courthouse. You can record whatever you want at the courthouse, okay? Go ahead and record it. But if it's been altered, that is considered forgery. It's considered forgery. In fact, if you look up military class, these white people got this thing called military class on YouTube. And they talking about all this more stuff, but they all white people. They talking about all more stuff. All the stuff the Moors be saying. You can use your birth certificate for some kind of money and to get some kind of... You can't do none of that shit. None of it. And that they got so many people locked up that are innocent, who just seeking knowledge. But that literature came from a white judge, fake white judge from Alaska. So you got to do the chain of command. Okay? And there's a lot of people on YouTube talking about it. The birth certificate, getting your birth certificate, what they do? They get it, I've only heard the Moors talk about this. That's why I'm saying it came from the Moors. I only heard the Moors talk about altering your birth certificates. I've only heard them say it. I only heard them say it. And the white people who was teaching it to them, and that judge who it came from, that fake judge who it came from. Look it up. Just look it up. Look up military classes on YouTube, and you'll see that group of white people talking. If you close your eyes, you'll think they had on a burgundy hat. It's a lot of misinformation. And y'all better be glad I can't find that goddamn lady today. But y'all look it up. Y'all will find it. It's right on YouTube. All this stuff is on YouTube. It should be. Yeah, record it if you want to. You're going to get in trouble. I'm telling you. You can record. You can record all that stuff if you want to. But they are on a freaking... Golly, I wish I could find that freaking lady name. I know some of y'all looking up. If y'all found it before I found it, y'all can put her name in the chat. I can't see why I fucking put it in my phone. But yeah, just put in fake judge from Alaska on YouTube. This should come up. That birth certificate stuff is a trap. They want you to authenticate. Yes. Want you to authenticate in Taiwan so authorities can watch you red flag. All that stuff, all that straw man stuff, all that authentication stuff, all of it came from a white fake judge. And then she had her brigade of people that she was teaching white. And then they got their brigade of people that they teaching Negroes. And the Negroes is reteaching it to other Negroes with L and Bay on their name. And they just tricking these niggas off their heirs' property, really. by telling them to authenticate their birth certificate and change some and correct your status and all that. What status? What is you talking? They is tricking these people out their ears probably all day, every day. And then don't forget, the one with the hair, he did say he was Green Beret. His words, not mine. On YouTube, he got a video. That one with the hair. He said he was Green Beret. He said he was around during the time when Empress Radiation. He was right there with her. And he Green Beret. Now, if you Green Beret, that means you are high-ranking military personnel. You know, Green Beret, they mercenaries. A lot of Green Berets are mercenaries. In fact, the CIA hired Green Berets to do mercenary work. So I don't even know what, that was a slip of the tongue or what, but y'all go look at the video. Look up the video. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the one with the hair. I don't know his name, but I know he got hair. Here nigga said he is Green Beret. I said, I rewind that shit. Green Beret. Wow. Ain't no way you Green Beret and you teaching a group of Negroes. Maybe he not a teacher. Maybe he not. I don't know whether they teach or not. He could be the sweetest man on earth. But I do know he is in that Moorish sector. And I do know he Green Beret. Because he said it out his mouth. I don't know, y'all. Y'all got a lot to look into. Because it's a lot of Negroes being treated out their land. I'm telling you. And it's a lot of military people surrounding that group that they don't know is military. Because them people talking, those people are talking over their heads. And they don't even know they putting them on missions because they are military. And they putting them on missions as military leaders. Got the little people doing their dirty work. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, y'all. I'm about to get off here. I love y'all. Which video? Yeah, facts, some elite mercenary. Yep. Facts, Janice on that guy talking with the hair. You know what I'm talking about, Carpet Aborigine. Y'all know the nigga name. I know he got hair. How many of them got long hair, long flowing hair? Got that Cat Williams hair. You know what I'm saying? That Cat Williams hair. I can say I don't know whether he the main teacher or what, but I know he one of them. And that nigga said he Green Beret. I was like, what? What happened? You green what? Yeah, infiltration from your own people. Just like the Sovereign Citizen movement. Just like, what did that get them? Locked up. Because somebody taught them that they could do that. That they can squat and all that. You can't squat no goddamn well without near the military. You can't do none of that. They gonna lock your ass up. They gonna lock you up. Yeah, when these former prisoners approach you, run as fast as you can. Exactly. You know what, Summer B? You might be on something. Messenger on Facebook. Okay, I'll take it. I'll check it. Yeah, all that straw man stuff dealing with versus here, all that shit is a trap, y'all. Just don't go do your research before y'all listen to these people because they are tricking you and your family out of your stuff. And they probably don't like me because I came on here telling y'all the truth. And then when I came on here telling y'all the truth about land patents and heirs property, they said, well, we've been doing about land patent and heirs property. Well, why y'all didn't tell the group of people that y'all lead where to find the shit at? Why you just tiptoed around the subject matter, had them filing all this goof-ass paperwork instead of telling them directly where to go get their titles at? But you knew. That's the problem I have. If any group of old niggas say they knew about land back, we knew what the titles were, we knew this and this and that, we've been teaching that for you. Who you been teaching? Because we shouldn't be in this situation as a whole if that many niggas knew what the titles were. We should be respected enough as the heirs of America to not be gunned down in the street, to not be targeted. Foreigners ought to know when you come over here on American land, they hear Negro soil. Y'all, they need to be kissing the pinky rings of somebody. It ain't necessarily got to be me. It could be a group. Like I said, we need some people on defense. What a Harlem, where's the militia at that's making these 100,000 immigrants that came in this weekend kiss pinky rings around this bitch? You coming over here and minding my commodities and you ain't gonna kiss my pinky ring on my great granddaddy land? Don't. That's all I'm saying. If y'all gonna be mercenaries, fine. Do what you do. Do what's ever in your heart to do. Just don't target niggas when you're doing it. When you 100,000 Ukrainians just came in the weekend to a neighborhood near you, and they gonna out mercenary y'all. Trust me, cause they got bigger budgets. But they'll let the niggas put the plays in place to kill the niggas, and then they gonna kill y'all, and then they gonna take everything. And they've been doing that over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Look at the Holocaust. It was you dying too. And Frank was in the basement scared because you niggas was getting burned like the Hebrew children in the fiery furnace. Anyway, I love y'all. Ugh, I love y'all. Feed me grapes with seeds. Exactly, Pure Bay. I want my grapes with seeds. These foreigners, if they coming over here, nigga, they need to be our servants fanning us and shit. At least, it should be at least a 5-10 year disciplinary period where they got to pick a Negro family to serve. You finna sit over here on my land, drive cars around my land with the damn smoke coming out your cars, and you finna breathe on my trees. You finna breathe that hot breath of yours on my tree. You finna walk them little dirty legs on my grass. And you ain't gonna kiss me a pinky ring or nothing, nigga. That's what we need. That's what we need. Everybody want to be Green Berets. Everybody want to be little baby camp leaders. What about that? What y'all did about them 100,000 people that came in just this weekend? Why y'all making video about Janice using my birthday? What about them 100,000 people that came in this weekend? What did anybody make a video with their birthdays in it? Talking about a warrior coming from the West to come to Atlanta to get buried. Oh, man, this shit is bad. This shit ridiculous. I ain't gonna never take no long break like that no more. I gave y'all 2 weeks to talk about the shit right, and you still couldn't do it. So I'll be back Tuesday. They allowed to do every day next week just to really make y'all niggas run around in a circus ring to try to come up with some counterintelligence. You just know it's about 10, 20 more people finna start doing videos since y'all want to run a counterintelligence ring. We putting folks on defense. And we ain't the Falcons. We ain't gonna lose this. We ain't gonna lose the Super Bowl this time. I gotta go. I'll talk to y'all later. That's right, Pure. Go and get you a pinky ring, cause it's about to flip. Oh, shoot. Yeah, man, they got to go. But I told y'all it was cold over there in Russia, man. I can't make videos. Yes, you can. You can make them with the camera off or make it red. Everybody else, don't nobody else turn their camera on. Try Jesus, that's right. Don't try me. Put on that next period, Valerie. Anyway, I love y'all. I got to go. I'll be back Tuesday. We're going to break some stuff down Tuesday. I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. Please share this video with one person so that they can know the counterintelligence mission that's going on. So they can know the reparations conversation that's going on. That's being held on Twitter Spaces and all this stuff. So they can see the play. Okay? And so that they can know the eyes on the land. Okay? Love y'all. Thank you for joining me tonight. See y'all on Tuesday. To the 300 plus new subscribers.